Well, here we are on the job now. This is Hurricane Francine damage, where the tiles got wet and they're falling. So I got to pull these and replace them. I got another bathroom that's the same, and then I've got a place where the whole floor has dropped. I'm gonna have to get under, jack up, replace the flooring. So yeah, yeehaw! And it is election day. Listen to Clay and Buck. We're we're up by a lot of numbers across the board. Early voting has really paid off. So too big to rig seems to be carrying. Well, I got my stuff stripped off. I just got to clean off the other tacks, but now I've got an issue. I'm gonna have to fix this floor in here too. It looks like I redid this floor years ago in here, but yeah, these people are hard on toilets. Is it ironic that I'm working across the street from where I've gone to vote for the last 20 years, but I didn't go there today because I voted early. I'm still across the street from it. Well, there's been a steady flow all day, so good. That's a good sign. Well, I'm doing my bathroom job here. I've changed all my tiles on the ceiling, finishing that up, but leaky toilet. We got a damn compression joint here. I was trying to get this off. It's been a while since I've worked at bathroom. You see we've got the offset. They put the pipe too close to the drain, too close to the wall for new toilets. So I've got this 45 that I'd installed in this. And they basically just compressed the ring. These are large women here. They compressed the wax so that there was no seal. So I'm going to replace it with a foam ring and hopefully it'll last. But yeah, it's been a while since I had to break out the old monkey wrench. So yeah, you've got to actually break these free from the compression joint, and because this is just a smooth piece of copper coming out of this pipe here, and then I'm going to replace this leaky faucet there. But yeah, this is nasty. It's out. That's why it's leaking. But you can see from this house, it's a nasty place. This isn't from me. This is already here. So yeehaw. That's okay. I've got my new ceiling installed. I got to caulk it. Finish off the trim. I got my toilet pulled from that leak. It's a compression joint on this, so we just popped this thing off because it was leaking. I'm gonna change that out. I've got a faucet in the back. She said she had a water bill like $80, twice what mine would be. I'm going, I water my yard full time in the summer and I don't get that kind of a water bill. Well, she's got a hose attached to it. Last time I was here, it was leaking, but they had a faucet that stopped it from draining. This thing was just a broken end. It was leaking. I measured it. She was losing a half a gallon a minute is what she's been leaking 24 hours a day nonstop for I don't know how many months. So, yeah, it's going to be $80. So I'm going to fix that, fix this, then go into the other bathroom. And we've got a floor in the front that's collapsed as well. So this is going to be a busy house. But yeah, we're catching up in this bathroom. And we're celebrating because, that's right, our man is back. And America is back, my friends. We are still cheering. We're gonna be smiling for a long time. Oh, we've got our new compression fitting. So first thing you gotta do, since this is copper, just like if you were gonna be soldering it, you wanna take your sandcloth and clean that up real good, so that when this ring seats in around there, the compression fitting won't have anything to obstruct its seal. Yeah, look how shiny and pretty that's going to be. There we go. This is some old copper in this house. And you can see coppers, it's kind of black. And then you slide your sleeve over and put your little, that's the trick right there, that little brass ring. And then you slide your fitting on. It's going to face up for the toilet line to come down. Bring it in. And you gotta start holding it early because it doesn't go in far. And like I said, it's been a while since I had to break out the old pipe wrench there. I had to change this anyway because the one that was on here is very old and they don't make that bib fitting for these anymore. So you had to change this out for the new lines that tie in. And of course, we don't use any Teflon tape or anything on this because it's a compression joint. And I will use some on this because even though I do have a rubber fitting and they say you don't need to, most of the time you need to. It's better because you're going to end up with a little leak. So you just want to keep your tape tight and wrap it around. You don't want it to overlap into the top. You want to keep it below the top threads. And for this one, I'm not usually you do a few more wraps, but for our purposes here, that's the old one. It wouldn't fit there anymore. So we have a pretty new one. And then on the toilet, this has got the rubber fitting, so we don't have to use any tape on that. And there we've got a new fitting out of the wall that won't drip. It wasn't leaking on the floor, but the fact that I couldn't turn it off without it still dripping means that it was degrading. It needed to be changed. So as long as I'm doing stuff like this on these rent houses, I always try to anticipate the next thing, so I'm not back in a year for a leaky connection behind the toilet. Snug it down, doesn't have to be anchored too tight. And here we are back with my toilet. Like I said, I've got this 45 that had to angle in because it's too close. The drain comes up for the toilet to fit in. And so we're going to try the rubber ring. I've already got you got your little anchors that you go in, and these little plastic things slide down over them, so it kind of keeps them anchored in place when you, I don't know if I can get it back in there now, when you set your toilet in. And this one, instead of having the wax ring that you stick to the bottom of the toilet and set the toilet down over this is our ring. And it's still, you can see it is a bit offset where it is over the hole. So it's like I said, it's not far enough down it's worth cutting that off in the back there. So, but I think I'm gonna go with the thicker ring instead of that thin one on this, because like I said, this thing is subject to an extreme compression to be nice. But all right, now I'll lift the toilet up and set it on there, and hopefully this will compress down and we won't have any more leaks. And then I'm just going to add a little I'm just going to put in a little adhesive and tack this down because I don't want it to be draining underneath between her. The toilet won't be draining, but her getting out of the shower will cause more water to get in here and get underneath the floor. So hopefully this will be good and I can finish doing the rest of my ceiling. And then we'll move on to the next bathroom. So my new ceiling's in, trim's back around. We're not worried about the paint peeling up there, cosmetics on this house because of the condition. But toilet's dry, so I'm moving on to the next room. And here's bathroom number 2. Not nearly as bad. You can see some buckled tiles. We're gonna go back to this layer right here. So about 25 tiles. Unfortunately, no problem with the toilet. Covered up the stuff on the counters and get this out, changed out, be able to move on to the floor. Well, I've got my tiles pulled out, and you can see the lines here where they'd popped them before to run the previous tiles. And when I say tiles, they are these, I know a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. They're cardboard tiles with these edges. You staple the wide edges here and here, and then they lock in. But the problem is that we're on the side that already locks in
this way, so they started from this end of the bathroom and went that way. And if I start trying to put them back in, I only get one side that I can staple. See what I'm saying? For because this other side here, that's the staple side, is, hey, how you doing? Is going to be hidden, and I can't access it from the lip. They might be too. I might still have to take off another layer. But yeah, that's basically what they got to do, and then they interlock. But this lip's got to be able to fit there like that. That lip's got to be able to fit up in there. So, at any rate, no, it's not going to be as easy pop them in as I thought it was going to be. And these things are very brittle. See, even just testing it there, I've already damaged that edge. They crumple. I put my square down and it scratched the top of this one. So I'll use it as a half or something and an edge if I need, for one side, not have to worry about it. But then you got to be so careful with these things. Anything, half the time they're damaged out of the box. They come with 40 in a box, $50, and again they're just a pressed cardboard that slots in, and then you use a staple gun to tack them up. Yeah, whenever you got them reversed, like I said, it's hard. You've got to apply a different method to it. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all right. Doesn't matter because. Right, we're back, baby. So, as you can see, I got my first piece in. I'm going to run it from here back, and then I'll figure out how to get my last pieces in on that side. But, yeah, I've got to have it oriented in the right way. This one slides in here. I had to make sure all my staples that were holding this edge in were broken for this lip to fit back in where it had previously been stapled. So once those were cleaned out, of course looks like I have a screw now that I've put in. Let's see, where is it? Right there. So yeah, I'll just notch. Normally this would be the edge that would be stapled going in. But since these others are stapling, I'll get a good line on this side to hold them. I don't think I'm going to have an issue with it. But again, you just got to be so ginger with them and trying to get new ones to slide in. I mean, basically, this is the opposite of the way they're installed. So, yeah, it makes it. As you can see, it's a pain in the ass. Why are we not sliding in there? Oh, I'm just trying to pull it. I couldn't go in and kick the staples out. I just had to knock them down. And some of them are still snagging my lip there, apparently. But you got to get them where they're snugged in on both sides, or else it staggers the line, and then you lose your. It doesn't look good. We are not in over on that back corner. There we go. Yeah, see, I can kind of use that lip a little bit. Whew. It's a pain in the ass, man. And then I had to go through and knock all these staples that held the previous ones out or up in. Usually I'd pop them out, but if I started that, all this paper was going to fall down. So I just hammered them down. And so then we'll go through and normally you lose 4 staples on these, but I will be using 5 or 6 since that is my only edge. Let's see if the next one goes in any easier. Still keep hitting. Excuse me. Pardon me, please. That's what I was using to keep the phone at just the right angle. Was this? Oh, that's what hurts when you got to keep climbing up and down 100 times. Doing this shit when you're getting old. So there's nothing that should be right there. That was it right there. There we go. Mostly knocked down, and mostly not enough on these. And you got to keep your hands clean, because you'll show up with dirty fingerprints on these fuckers. What am I doing here? So they're talking to you guys. I'm not paying attention to where my edge is going to be. Outside edge here. All right, that slides in nice. That's good. Much better than the last one. See, I don't have as much edge to tap with on this going in, like I have on this thicker side over here to snug it up on the middle. That's okay. I gotta check and see if it's still at 6 inches and to the center. We are 6 inches. Like they're all, actually, those are a little bit off. They're staggered. They're not 6 inches. So that's the problem coming along behind people. The first thing I see is whenever I see runs off of drip edges, runs off of moldings and stuff. You're like, nah, man, I want to make sure this is either if I'm not cleaning the whole thing off to prep it, I want to make sure that this is clear that these are not my runs. I don't leave drips in my paint job. All right, that should. Oh, damn! See that? Just then, pushing that up, crumpled. I'm gonna have to hit it with some fucking caulk. Where are we here on the camera? My finger. Yeah, right there. That little you can see that little crevice there, where I touched that and broke that edge, because that's where this lip slides in. So it's very, very thin. Yeah, so everything about this crap, again, it sucks. I hate these things. If it was up to me, I'd be putting in the beaded board. I mean, it's harder to work with because it's heavier and it's 4x8 sheets of wood instead of little cardboard tiles. But it definitely makes a better look. See, I'm snagging something again. I've already went through it. Should be knocked down. That should be knocked down. All right, there's one I missed in between. I'll be going back through these when I'm. That's my screw right there. It's far enough back, and adding some screws, and then caulking them over, just to make sure that it's shored up. Because he doesn't care really about the aesthetics. It's all said and done. I mean, he wants it just to look decent and not be. That's why the trim in here. I've never done anything in this bathroom. I might have done the floor. I did the whole floor in this house, in the front part, except for this living area right here. But, all right, that'll work. I just wanted to make sure before I stapled this one in. I didn't have to cheat it around to get this one in. Yeah, I've been listening to Sean talking. You know, the libtard. Tears are flowing. It's a wondrous thing. now we can't get to a place that we need to make sure that we destroy the entire machine that allowed this to take form. And but yeah, we are definitely, a lot of Americans have big smiles on their face today and yesterday, and are going to for some time to come. So there you go. I'm gonna keep doing that, working it through, and get the rest of these ends. And at the end, I'll pull that molding. It's already pretty much hanging down, and that way I'll be able to short it, keep it in, and then cover the edge up with an extra inch for the molding, and it should be good. Well, and there we go. My nice new ceiling in here finishes off my 9-hour non-stop day, other than a quick sit down for a safety meeting at the van when the storm was coming through. But yeah, like I said, a little caulk on those screw heads. They blended in, tied everything in. I didn't have to take off all the rest of that ceiling, and it turned out good. So unfortunately though, like right here, I did not know the next bedroom still had, I forgot it had damage on it too. So I'm not done yet. And it's even a more difficult one because it's got weird angles and strange spots. So again, I'll just piece it together, screw it in, and caulk it, and do it as quick as I can. But yeah, another pain in the ass. See, I'm ready to be done with it because I still got a damn floor I got to jack up and a new door and frame to replace here in the front. So, but this is a long day. I'm tired. I still don't have a gold video yet for this week, so I may be doing. I'm gonna shoot my pay dirt video tonight if I want to have a show for Friday. Priorities. It's all right though. We won. We're happy. Yeah, well, I thought I was done the other day, and then I had this room left, so I had to take off this much of the bad tiles and broke ones. I got my first layer going there. See, they're not exactly the same, but it's gonna work. So get this finished up that I can get to the floor. As you've seen on this, when I do this stuff so far on this job in this house, I've been a carpenter, I've been a plumber, and now I'm gonna have to be an electrician because we got a bad switch here. This light's you can hear it clicking something in there whenever you do it, and see, it flashes that light on and off randomly. But so yeah, I shouldn't have to kill the power. Usually I can do these without electrocuting myself. So, but yeah, just an old switch. I'm gonna see if that'll work before I have to change out the light. So I got a new one. But yeah, man, it helps to be able to do everything on these rent houses. That's why I say I do it from jacking up the floor, jacking up the house from the underneath it to the, painting the roofs on the top and everything in between. And there we go. So, yeah, bad switch. The wiring was okay. On to the next thing. And there we go. Looks much better now. Like I said, we really weren't worried about the cosmetics on it, just the stuff that was rotted and warped and fallen off. So yeah, a lot of damn little cuts and angles that had to match up when you're patching stuff like that. But we're good. It's all done. New light in the new switch in the bathroom. So now I just got the floor to do in there, which is going to be a major thing, and a new front door and jamb.